And you guys are asking a lot of questions about that last video that we just did, and it's only fair that I give you answers to my best ability. Now, someone asked me, how do you tell the density level of your soul? Now, this isn't 100% because, man, life is strange. The soul will show up in any vessel that it chooses. But most of the times, when you're dealing with 9 etheric beings, you're going to deal with them that have woolly hair. Because their body, because that 9 etheric soul that dwells with them, it produces heat. And what does heat do to hair? It causes hair to coil like this. And you see that? That's part of my hair that I pulled out of my beard. And see how it has elasticity? It coiled right back up as soon as I let it go. That's what heat does to a hair. This is one of my hairs that was a little bit straighter. Look what happens when heat interacts with it. You see it? It coiled up. That's what's going on. These 9 etheric beings, they have that divine heat with them, and it coils up the hair on the head, and it also makes them brown. It's just like when you take bread and stick it in the oven. As it processes in the oven, it turns brown. This has nothing to do with a racial thing. This is just spiritual science, okay? So the 9 etheric beings are usually the ones who have woolly hair. This is why in the Bible they make a big mess about the one that they call Yahshua having hair that is white like lamb's wool. Right. So the 9 etheric beings normally have the woolly hair. The 8 etheric beings, they normally have curly hair. The 7 etheric beings, they normally have wavy hair. And the 6 etheric beings, they normally have straight with a little wave in their hair. Now, like I said, these souls can manifest because, let me tell you something, you could have a redhead. And some redheads, for some reason, some of them will have woolly afros. And some of them possess the 9 ether. But most redheads are of the 8, but some of them manifest as the 9. But then you have some beings who have been on this planet for so doggone long that they are of the 9, but they've been here for so doggone long that they no longer, how do I say this? As things age, you start to lose certain potentials. How do I say this? Matter of fact, I'm just going to leave the subject alone. Okay, let me get back on that subject. I had to recalculate and figure out a way to explain this. Sometimes you have stars in the sky. This is what they say. And the star has been along and been burning for so long that it's getting ready to reincarnate. So it becomes a white dwarf, a bright white light. It flashes out, then it fades into the darkness, and then it's reborn. Sometimes you have these vessels that's been carrying a soul for so long that they appear to be white, you know what I'm saying, but they are 9 etheric beings. This would explain characters like Saint Germain. Now let's leave that alone. Okay, now someone also asked me, they said, man, did we create a reset button, man, to get rid of this evil? Because they are sick and tired of it. And we didn't create a reset button. It was just part of the doggone, the laws of existence. The evil, you know what I'm saying, the days of Kali, they have to doggone exist. But then the opposite is going to come. It's just that right now, you're seeing people, they're trying to stop the pendulum from swinging in the other direction. So they're using chains, ropes, concrete, stumbling blocks. They're using anything to keep it from swinging the other way, but it's going to have to swing the other way. We can't live in total chaos forever. The universe won't function like that. Now, right now, this is why you see people going through this thing that they call an extinction burst. Because they have gotten away with so much in their existence that now these things are starting to catch up with them. And in order for them to get that attention, it's just the doggone, how do I explain this? Extinction burst is like this here. When you have a kid and he's spoiled and and every time he's doing something bad, you give him something nice to reward him just to shut him up. But then it gets to the point to where you're like, man, you know what? I'm not giving you nothing. And so the kid, he would react in a negative way, sometimes react violently, even known to hit the parent at times. That's what you call an extinction burst. It's coming to its end. No one's catering to its evil anymore. So just hang on in there, y'all. This is gonna come to an end. Now, also another person asked the question. They said, "Man, what if if the plasma within us could connect to stars?" And yes, it does. Whenever you're looking at a star, what you're looking at an attribute, you're looking at something that exists within inside of you, for one thing. But when you're physically looking out of the portals of your eyes and you're visualizing another star, and you're seeing another star, those photons are interacting with you. They're coming into these portals right here. And those photons are what? Plasma. So yes, you interact with stars. This is why I was saying in the last video, I said some people try to shoot past the Milky Way. But see, you have to study, because when they place you in that chamber, you need to know why you're in that chamber when it comes time for you to shed the body. And then you know where that doggone hole is in the doggone building, and you know the star constellation or the star that it's pointing to, so then you automatically go. See, man, there's no getting around this. You have to study. You can't figure yourself out without studying yourself. You have to study, and not only do you have to study and learn the knowledge, you have to become the knowledge. You have to become the knowledge, just like you taking a breath. You have to be that knowledge. This is how you get up out of here. You don't get out of here by luck. You have to know what's going on. Now, also, someone else asked me something about the Milky Way. Oh, they said, yeah, I answered the question. They wanted to know, how do they get past the Milky Way and not come back here? You have to study. And you have to be righteous in your deeds as well. That helps out a lot. But anyway, this is your man, Al Judge. This is 7 minutes. I didn't mean to take so much of your time. But when I come back, you know what? Someone asked me about pain, too. They said that they're going through a whole lot of pain. And I'm not a medical doctor. But let me tell you something. This is what I would do in your situation that you explained to me about all your joints hurting and all that stuff. What I would do is I would sit back and I would prepare myself for a good long fast. And I would try to flush everything out of my body. And if you can, I would drink goat's milk just to reset yourself. Put yourself on a diet of nothing but goat's meat. See if you could place yourself to do that. Goat's milk and water. Get all the acid out of your body, because that acid is starting to deteriorate your doggone joints, and it's deteriorating the gristle. Especially when you eat meat, when you eat red meats, what it does, it creates an acid in your body. And when that acid is sitting in your body, it begins to eat on your joints. I think it's called uric acid. Yeah. But I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying that's what I would do if I was in that situation. I would flush myself out. I would plan a fast first. See what would work for you. I would find me some goat's milk, and I would take it from there. Design your health, map your health. Now, some people are always asking me about those orbs. I don't like to talk about those. I'm sorry.